Meet Ratul. He is at a party. He just met someone new. The guy says, "Hi, I'm Alex." They talk, they laugh for a few minutes. It feels like they actually connect. But later, when Ratul sees him again, something strange happens. He remembers his face, he remembers the conversation, he even remembers the joke they laughed at. But the name? Completely gone. Now Ratul is standing there, smiling, pretending everything is normal while his brain is desperately searching for one simple word.
Hmm.
Has this ever happened to you? Why does the brain remembers almost everything about a person except one thing we are supposed to say first? In this video, we'll break it down in three simple parts. First, why people forget names easily. Second, what is the consequence of forgetting names? And finally, how to remember names better. Hello, I am Ratul. Welcome to Smart Self. At first, forgetting a name feels strange because Ratul remembers so much about Alex, his face, where he lives, what he does, even how the conversation felt. But the name? Nothing. And that makes him think, is something wrong with me or am I careless? But no, Ratul is not careless and his memory is not broken. This happens to almost everyone. The reason behind is very simple but very interesting. A name is one of the weakest piece of information your brain receives. When someone says, "I'm Alex," your brain hears the sound, but that sound does not explain anything about Alex. It does not show an image, it does not create a feeling, it does not connect to a story. It is just a label, and the brain does not love empty labels. The brain loves meaning. That is why you may forget a person's name, but remember their face, voice, mood, or something they said. Those things have emotion and context, but a name often arrives alone. No picture, no meaning, no strong connection, so it disappears. But then another question comes up. If names are just labels, why do we remember words like chair, table, or glass? Those are names too, right? Yes, but they are different. When you hear the word chair, your brain does not only hear a word, it sees an object. It remembers sitting down, it remembers a classroom, it remembers a dining table. You have seen chairs, touched them, and used them thousands of times. So the word is connected to real experience. But when someone says, "My name is Alex," your brain may hear it only once, and that is not always enough. Another reason people forget names is social pressure. When you meet someone new, your brain is busy. It is reading their face, it is listening to their voice, it is thinking, what should I say next? It is also trying to make you look friendly and confident. So, when the name comes in, your brain may not be fully present. The name enters for a second, but before it can settle, your next thought pushes it away. So, forgetting names does not always mean your memory is weak. Sometimes your brain was focused on the person, not the label. But forgetting names still has a consequence. At first, it may look like a small thing. You forget a name, you feel awkward for a few seconds, then the moment passes. But inside, it can feel bigger than that because names are not just words. For the other person, their name feels personal. So when you forget it, they may feel like maybe I was not important enough to
Hmm.
remember. And even if that is not true, the feeling can still hurt. There is also another side. When you forget names again and again, you may feel like you are missing out. It feels worse when you see other people remember names easily. Some teachers remembers every student name, some friends know almost everyone in the area, and then
Hmm?
you start wondering, why can't I do that? So, how can you remember names better? The first trick is simple. Repeat the name immediately. When someone says, "Hi, I'm Alex," don't just say, "Nice to meet you." Say, "Nice to meet you, Alex." This gives your brain a second chance to hear it. Second, connect the name with something familiar. Maybe you know another Alex, or the name reminds you of friend, teacher, or character. Now the name has a small hook. Third, attach the name to the person's face. Look at one clear feature. Maybe their smile, maybe their hairstyle, maybe their glasses, maybe the way they speak. Then make a small mental note, like Alex with the calm smile. Fourth, use the name naturally in the conversation. Not too much, once or twice is enough. For example, so, Alex, how do you know everyone here? Or, that's interesting, Alex. Every time you say the name, the memory becomes stronger. And the final trick is this: care about the name before you need it. Most people only panic after they forget. But the best time to remember a name is the first few seconds after hearing it. So pause for a moment, listen carefully, repeat it once, connect it to something. Because remembering names is not magic. It is a small habit, and the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. You may not remember every name perfectly, but even remembering a few more names can change how people feel around you. Because when you call someone by their name, it quietly says, I noticed you. And sometimes that small feeling is enough to make the connection stronger. So, if we recap, a name is basically just a label, and because it does not always carry meaning, emotion, or a strong image, your brain may not focus on it properly. That is why you can easily forget someone's name but still remember the person. It does not mean your memory is bad or you are careless, but remembering names is still a good thing because it makes people feel noticed. And the simple way to remember names are: repeat the name immediately, connect the name with something, attach the name to the person's face, and use the name naturally in the conversation. And if you have ever wondered why some people just don't care about sports at all, that's exactly what we talk about in the next video. See you there.